Jimmy Butler, he's a very interesting player to me.
Just goes to show the offense for the Dallas Stars could not keep up. And when the defense needed to step up, the Lightning's offense just overpowered them.
It makes it almost impossible for their bats to get going or have any confidence in the locker room when you're getting absolutely hosed on the defensive end.
He's like, oh shoot, I don't know where to go with the ball because I haven't been able to think.
It's their defense, man. Mika Fitzpatrick, TJ Watt.
You saw Luka. I'm very intrigued to see how Luka bounces back after his first playoff series.
For next season, there are massive free agents like Giannis. And if Giannis goes to a team like the Heat, like I said before, I expect them to win the championship. 4 teams who could win the AFC in my mind, legitimately. Steelers, Chiefs, Titans, Ravens.
Stay undefeated when they face the mighty Cowboys with Garrett Gilbert and Tony Pollard.
It was a great series. Game 4 was one of the best games I've ever watched in my entire life.
So happy when the Astros lost because it would definitely be a 2020 thing to have the Astros win a World Series and then you have to hear them.
Now LeBron's a 4-time champion and Anthony Davis gets his first.
It's unacceptable.
Yeah, I was impressed by their game. Braden Point, Andre Palat, Nikita Kucherov, that was the best line in the playoffs, no doubt.
I think you have 2 established number 1 wide receivers in Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup, and I think you have an emerging star in CD Lamb.
Hey everyone, I'm Jared Sandler, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Happy opening day. To get the stages before the season started, I don't know what was happening there, but before the season started, we did early season predictions that posted on Tuesday, April 5th. So make sure to check that out with our predictions. And now to start opening day, we're doing teams that are World Series or bust. The Braves are not on this list because they won the World Series last year, so that gives them some leeway. But the first team is the Dodgers because they, I think, made the biggest move personally for me is signing Freddie Freeman. And then because now they already had Max Muncy, who's an incredible first baseman at first base, and they just got even richer. And now Max Muncy has moved to second base. And so now you have 3 former NL MVPs. Betts has never won an NL MVP. It's just won an AL MVP. Correct.
Let's just say MVPs.
MVPs. Okay, you have 4 former MVPs because Kershaw won one year. Correct.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
So 4 former MVPs on one roster. 3 are in the field hitting. Kershaw is just pitching, but
He counts still, but yeah.
Ridiculous number, and that's why they're on this list because with that talent of a roster, how much you're paying each of those players, all the players on the team, you have to make it to the World Series. That's how I feel.
I totally agree. It doesn't really make much sense for someone to be feeling good about this season if, in some case, they do not make it. That just would be crazy.
Yeah, and because they made the NLCS last year, and I feel that was a good accomplishment for them because they just won the year before and they lost to the team that would eventually win it. So it's not that much. But if you do that again, then it's really going to sting and it's a bust.
Yeah, when you're spending this much money on a team, you have to at least make it to the World Series.
Yeah. So I think we can move on. We'll go to the St. Louis Cardinals, who are on this list. I believe the last time they were in the World Series was when they won in 2011.
Yes.
All right. So, and consisting of that team was Yadier Molina, Wainwright, and Pujols, who has returned, and I believe he has already said it's his final season.
Him and Molina have both said it. I do not believe I haven't heard anything from Wainwright, but I'm assuming it's his final year. He's 40. He played outstanding last year, so I don't assume he's going to have any setback this year. But I assume all 3 of them will end it this year, and that's why they're on the list. You have to make it to at least a World Series. I would say for them and the Dodgers, The only way for this to be a truly successful season is to win it. And
Yeah.
I believe they have some of the pieces. They obviously went on a 17 game winning streak that put Kevin's predictions to rest, but we'll see if they can rekindle some of that magic. Tyler O'Neill is very good. They have a lot of Harrison Bader. They have a lot of good players, and I'm excited for this season because I believe that they can really turn it on and be a premier force.
They also have Arenado. Goldschmidt is also getting older. But Arenado, he was traded. Not he has always been in Colorado before last season. Now, like he should have been settled in. Now, let's see what he did, what he can do, and help your team offensively. Like defensively, he's incredible, but offensively, it was a little bit of a down year for him. But maybe he can bring it back up. And then there's Bader, O'Neill, as you mentioned, who's probably they're hoping to take a big step. But I feel with so many stars on this team, you should, and the reason that you said with Wainwright, Molina, and Pujols, it's a World Series or bust.
I agree.
So now we go to our third team, and that is the Houston Astros. Even with Correa leaving, you still, like, they just were at the World Series and they lost to the Braves. They just brought back Verlander. They let Greinke go, but you still have Altuve. You still have Bregman. You also have Brantley, who's been on the team for a few years. They need to be in the World Series as long as the core is really staying there.
Yeah, Correa is a core, but I feel like they're losing Correa, but they're adding Justin Verlander back. So their pitching is getting better as long as he can be like he was before. Now, he doesn't have to be 100% of what he was before, but as long as he's a capable starter, their pitching did get better. And another reason why they have to be on the list, many people, including myself included, do not really give them credit for that 2017 win. So they really don't have any to say. And if they were to win this year without cheating, that kind of destroyed the argument that they needed to cheat. So this is a big year for them, and making it and winning it would be huge for at least their case all time.
Yeah, I think almost every baseball fan that does not root for the Astros does not count that as a championship. Or there's a very large asterisk.
You give me enough at bats, and I could hit the pitch if I knew exactly where I was going.
And Bregman also hasn't been the best offensively since that season.
Like same with Altuve. Now Altuve's great, but his MVP season happened with cheating, and I think it hurts his MVP case from that year.
Yeah. So that's why that's why they're on this list. Now the fourth team, I was pushing against it with Austin, and then he and I have this team on for different reasons. I say it's because it could possibly be Aaron Judge's final year, and I feel losing a player of the caliber of Aaron Judge, even though we disagree on how possible it is that he leaves, if he leaves and you don't even make it to the World Series with him, I feel it really taints the time he spent with the Yankees, because they could have gone in 2017, as we talked about at length, and they did not play well last year, but you have Garrett Cole. You're recreating 2018 Rangers for some reason, but I feel it is World Series or bust, mostly because of the Aaron Judge situation. And what if he leaves and you're just so much farther down the list to get back to the World Series if you lose, because he is such a huge step in the right direction. Like, you already have the face of the franchise with Aaron Judge, so that you already have one very big piece that you would need to win a World Series, or at least get to a World Series, in my opinion. And losing him puts a damper on like what he's been with the Yankees and what could have been. That's my point. I know you and I disagree on this, but we can continue now.
Yeah, I don't understand the argument really, because you're assuming that if he leaves, it's a failure nonetheless. But I would say it's a failure if he leaves or if he doesn't leave, because this team is built to be championship ready. We have a lot of former All-Stars. We have one of the best pitchers in the league, Garrett Cole. We have one of the best bullpens in the league. We have some of the best players. I would say that Judge is a top 5 player in the league. Great fielding, great hitting, home run power, can hit for average as well. Has a great average. I love watching him play, and it's a failure no matter what if we don't make at least one World Series to this point in his career. This is his 5th season, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. No, I guess this is his 6th season. Yeah, 6th season. And during those 6 seasons, he's made 2 ALCSs. One of them we got cheated out and lost in 7. The other one we lost in 6 to the Astros as well. And to this point, if we don't make it by now, I would say it's a failure. No matter if Aaron Judge resigns, which I don't see really a scenario that's significant with the level of significance high enough for me to care about it for him leaving. But it would be a disappointment if we don't make it this year.
Yeah. My thing is, if there's an extension, or if an extension with Aaron Judge happens during the season, I don't feel I would go, okay, then if the Yankees don't make the World Series, it's not a total bust. It stinks. But then you just have more time with Aaron Judge, and that leaves one piece that you do not have to replace if he were to leave.
That's true. I understand that, but in the same respect, I don't believe that it necessarily matters because he's that good of a player anyway. And him not making it, I think, him not making it to a World Series to this point in his career, I do think is saddening.
Yeah, I do agree. And it would stink if he left the Yankees, because I feel like he embodies, when I think of New York Yankees now, it's Judge. Probably people in the past when Jeter was coming up. Even though they're probably not on the level. They're not on the same level yet, or possibly never. I'm curious what your thoughts are on that comparison.
Uh, I would say they're pretty close because Judge is better defensively than Jeter, so I do think they're pretty comparable.
Okay.
And Judge should be re-signed and then named the captain.
Yeah, yeah, and it would be interesting because the Yankees have had a very interesting offseason, in my opinion. With it looks like Kiner Falefa is going to be starting to shoot shortstop, and I think they just want like a bridge shortstop for when Volpe comes up. So, to me, it screams like, okay, we're gonna try to win a World Series, but not also put all our eggs in one basket.
Yeah, and there's going to be a learning curve when Volpe comes in anyway. There always is. He may play outstanding, but there's still going to be some sort of semblance of youngness in him. So we're gonna have to adjust for that too. So I'm ready to see what Kiner Falefa can bring. We're just the New York Rangers at this point, even though that's already a team. We got
Yeah,
Jose Trevino. We have Joey Gallo, Kiner
we have
Falefa.
Kiner
Last year we had
Falefa.
Rougned Odor.
You have
We just
Guzman.
Yeah, I mean we had Mark Teixeira, Alex Rodriguez, a lot of former Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what the infatuation is with a team that's never won, but we like them.
Yeah, I agree, and I believe that's a good ending point. We'll have to do a talk about players because we'll have to define what you said, top 5 players in MLB with Judge, because I don't know if that exclude pitchers or with pitchers.
I probably have to exclude. They're in their own list.
Okay, that's
It's
what I
hard
thought.
to. It's really hard to mix pitchers and players or
Yeah, unless
position
that
players.
pitcher's Shohei Ohtani, because then
Yeah,
there's
he counts as a player as well.
yeah. So we'll definitely have discussions throughout the season. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.